generally I find the beginning of a project to be so full of possibility and ideas and space and light and everything.
It's like standing in this wide open space and there's no one watching, and I'm completely free to dance or sing or strip off and run around naked, pick some flowers.
I used to be my mother's baby.
Somewhere between meditation and hyperactivity, a little dizzying, kind of drunk.
The neighbors thought I was a darling child.
To be honest, it doesn't feel like anything. It's beyond feeling, beyond conscious thought, beyond any physical sensation.
Oh gosh, it's like being in a zone where you're buffered from everyday life, news, happenings, social media, you name it.
And outside duties and worries, they're non-existent. My brain is working, my hand is moving, and it's like swimming. It feels natural.
And you're in your own little world, and you're channeling words and stories and emotions and feelings and relationships, and you just can't get it down fast enough.
It's a funny thing though, because when I'm in it, that creative flow, I'm actually not in it at all. My hand is moving across the page or the keys or whatever, but I'm not there. I can read back on what I've just written and have no recollection of writing it.
The creative flow for me, paradoxically, doesn't feel like flow at all. It feels like time stopped. Stepping out of time, being suspended.
It transcends the temporal. Time just flows. The 5 minutes can become 5 hours.
It's flowing from you like a fast-flowing river, and you're dizzy with it all. You're just trying to get it all down.
When I'm in flow, I'm oblivious to anything really in the physical world. I don't smell burning dinners. I'm oblivious to the tick of the kitchen clock.
It's like I'm not there. It's like I'm neither old nor young, or man or woman. I'm just all in my head, I think.
Nothing on this earth matters when I'm in flow. The only thing of any importance is the waterfall of words that are tumbling out of me and landing on the blank page.
And it's the most amazing feeling in the whole world, because you're creating something from nothing.
Your brain is humming. You feel relaxed and energised and happy. The writing is just effortless, and you feel like you could go on for days.
Creative flow feels like a smooth swim in the sea. When I'm in the sea, I don't know what's underfoot. I don't know if there's fish down there, seaweed floating by, when the next wave is going to come. And that's what it feels like when I'm in the flow with writing.
And the feeling of potential, like anything could happen, is something I'd love to bottle up if I could.
It feels essential, or a vital part of me. Like something I have to do. And to ignore it almost feels like you haven't brushed your teeth that day. But when it's working, it feels like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Creative flow feels like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. There's momentum to it that's really satisfying. It charges things align.
As if you're in the right place at the right time.
And before I get into the water, there's a sense of excitement. There's a feeling of, I know it's going to be cold. I know I'm going to have to wade right in and get wet and just do it. And there's that feeling with the blank page as well. What's going to happen? What's going to come out today? But I'm looking forward to seeing that. Just like I'm looking forward to getting down and getting wet and getting involved.
Creative flow for me is an energy, a glowing feeling like a vein being flushed with warm water. It's a safe place. I feel at home there, aware of its surroundings, and yet I know I'm not in the real world when I start writing.
Like I'm in this imaginal realm, I guess, and I'm not consciously manipulating it or making anything happen. It's happening around me, and I can see it and I can sense it and I can feel it, and I'm like this omniscient observer, and I just have to follow the story.
Once I'm aware that I can get in the way of my own creativity, I can sidestep the super-vigilant ego and watch the dance of words do cartwheel onto the page. My creative flow is influenced by the elemental forces of nature: water, fire, wind, rock, plants, animals. And I would add to that the ephemeral, intangible, cosmic, or what is termed spiritual dimension. The spiritual has nothing to do with religion as far as I'm concerned. It's that which sustains the creative flow of all, inanimate and animate. For me, this flow is generative.
Just like a melody that lingers on, you seem to haunt me night and day.
Well, creative flow, I suppose, is like anything where you feel good about something. Whether you're cycling a bike or whether you're going for a walk or talking to somebody, and it all feels just about right. And you get on with it. It's a kind of harmony, I suppose, a sort of ease. And it's not that special, I think. It's just like everybody experiences it in some shape or form, I think.
Once I start writing a story, eventually once I get a certain point into it, it has a mood, it has a vibe, and when I'm in periods of creative flow, I kind of can access that mood and stay in it. Even if I have to, break away from the work to go do something else and stop and come back to it, when that mood is still there and accessible, that's what creative flow feels like to me.
I long to hold you in my arms again.
It's almost as if I'm walking down the gangplank onto a ship, and I'm off to find my cabin, and I know where everything is, and it's just where I've left it, and each time I go back to it, I find everything neatly folded.
This is a good place to be, and I often leave a sentence unfinished if I'm writing a short story or a paragraph unfinished, so that I link up with it again the following day. The same if I'm writing a poem. I write as much as I can on the day, but I try not to push it too far, because I think it's important that you allow the subconscious work on it overnight. We should trust the subconscious more than we do, certainly more than I do, and allow it to resolve issues that have to be sorted out.
Even when you're not at the page, your mind is working, unconsciously on coming up with little solutions and little bits that you can go back and add to the story.
And I just bring the poem as far as I can, or the short story as far as I can on the first draft. And I abandon it then for a long time and allow time to be the great editor after that. And then I come back to it again with a colder eye, and the bits that don't work seem to fall out easily enough. And I repeat that process over numerous times until eventually I think I've almost arrived, and I usually abandon the thing then. And it might have some merit, it mightn't have any merit.
The more you do, the more laws are revealed. and the more structure is revealed, and therefore the space and the opportunities become lesser and tighter, and you're kind of constrained a bit more.
The creative flow is a kind of energy that's generated by the routine of writing. Just the fact that you're at the desk regularly, maybe not every day, but you have a certain routine. And when you sit down, you're connecting with the energy of just being the writer.
I suppose it all kind of amuses me because I remember years ago reading Alice Walker, I think it was The Colour Purple, which I love, and I noticed an inscription by the author where she thanked all of the characters for coming, and I was maybe 20 at the time, and I remember thinking, she seems like a bit of a nut job, and now I get it entirely. When I'm in the creative flow, I'm not in it. I am not there at all. I'm more of a medium or a conduit for the story or whoever's telling it.
For me, it's like being in two realities at once. I'm here in this world, I'm sort of writing or typing as fast as I can, and I'm also in another space where a story or a scene is unfolding, and I just have to just write what I'm being shown.
And with any luck, when the little blast of creativity is over, I return to myself and look at the words, and occasionally they're as magic as the feeling that I just had.